Hi friends, welcome back. Today's video is a little bit different from what we usually do around here. I figure it's always fun to try something new. First new thing is I have a new mic, so hopefully this is working okay. If it doesn't, I'm sure you will let me know, and I always appreciate constructive feedback. So if you could notice a difference, let me know down below. If you don't notice a difference, that's fine too. If it's a bad difference, definitely let me know, please. But today, I thought we would unbox this giant box I have of some vintage jewelry. As you can see, I've not opened it. The other side has my address, but I've not opened it. I have been dying. It's been here for a couple of days, and I've been just dying to get into it. So I thought we could sort through it all, look through it all, see what was sent. It's supposed to be vintage jewelry, but I don't know what that means. Like I know what vintage means, but if it's pieces from the 80s, 90s, I don't consider that vintage because that's my era. But hopefully what I'm hoping for is like 60s, 70s, anything earlier I think would be considered a classic or antique would be wonderful and very welcomed, but I don't think anything of that nature will be in this box. I'm certainly not expecting anything precious or, very expensive, but probably a lot of costume jewelry. Hopefully some pieces I like. I tend to wear a lot of costume jewelry. This is definitely not real. So we'll see. Let's take a look together. I know it's supposed to be bagged in individual little baggies, so it's not going to be tangled, which I was kind of hoping that it would be. I like sorting through, but we'll see what it is. I'm going to join you, okay? Okay, so I have a nice towel set out here. Kind of give a little bit of a nice background buffer, I think. Let's see if we can't dig in this box. As you can see, the box made it here in pristine condition, which is fun. And let's get into it, shall we? And one more, yes. This is packaged very well. My goodness. Okay. All right, we'll take this first bag out. Ooh, okay. And before we kind of dig into this, although I am very excited, I am certainly no expert in guessing the ages on jewelry. So if any of you can look at these pieces and give me a better idea of the time frame, please let me know. I'm very interested to learn. So let's see. A lot of bangles. That's exciting. Let's take a look at these first. Oh, this one. So, as you can see, it has some pearl details here, and it looks like a ribbon woven through the bracelets themselves. bracelets themselves are attached by this clasp here. I don't think you can open it. I think you just have to slide it on, which I don't know if that will fit my wrists. And also, anything that is not my taste, is not my daughter's taste, will be donated. So none of this will go to waste. But this is beautiful. There's no marking anywhere on it. Again, I'm not expecting anything very expensive or luxurious, but this is really, really pretty. It's fairly heavy. I mean, it's not extremely heavy, but it's not plastic. It's definitely metal, which is nice. I was expecting complete plastic, but you can see on the inside there's no markings anywhere on it. That is really lovely. No stains, no chips anywhere. What a great first piece. That's really pretty. Here for right now. And next we have another set of bangles. These are clearly together, except for this one. This one is not. There we go. I'll take a look at this one. This is just a simple silver bangle. There's a little bit of damage right here, but it's extremely minor. If you're wearing it, you would never notice that. Personally, I like vintage pieces and older pieces. They have a history. They're not, I mean, they probably were mass produced at one point, but they're not as mass produced as a lot of the plastic stuff today. This is really lovely. Just a simple little bangle. Next, we have this set, which I'm not sure how that's going to, I guess it would work like that. It looks like one of the fidgeting type sets, I think is what they're called, where they kind of roll over one another. These make some really nice sounds. They each have almost a unique pattern to them. This one has a really lovely design there on it. These three look almost etched. This one has kind of a wood grain pattern to it. I don't know if you can see that or not. But these both right here have almost a different design to them. And this one's just smooth. But I think they would fit on a wrist like that and then kind of jingle jangle throughout the day, which is really pretty. I like these a lot. Hopefully I can wear them. And this is really lovely as well. This caught my eye right away. This is beautiful. Again, I don't know if it'll fit my wrist or not, but it has a really lovely etched detail all the way through it. Let's see. There is a mark in here. Monet, M-O-N-E-T. I don't know anything about jewelry or jewelers. I know Monet, of course, the name, but not necessarily in reference to jewelry. But this is really lovely. And again, it's metal, it's not plastic. This feels vintage. And just the design and the largeness of it with the obvious gold. When I was little, I always thought I was a silver person. Never was interested in gold, never wore any gold. But as I've gotten older, I certainly wear both. I don't know if I would normally have chosen this bright of a yellow gold, but honestly, it's really beautiful. Let me see if it can fit on me. Yeah, it does. Barely. You can see when I turn my wrist, it opens up, but if I'm not turning my wrist, it stays closed. But it is a tight fit. I do have larger wrists, but it's really pretty. My daughter might wear it, and if not, again, it will certainly be donated. But you can see there's some wear on the inside of the band here, which again is not uncommon, especially if it's vintage. That just means it's been worn quite a bit, and personally, I love that. It has had a whole life before it came to my house, and that's really amazing. Here we have shells on a bracelet, like little puka shells. This feels cheap, but I'm sure it was. Costume jewelry and all that. That's totally fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. You can see the ribbing details here from the little shells. It's yellowed. I don't know if it used to be white. That'd be kind of cool to know, but if it did used to be white, it is certainly evenly yellowed, so I'm assuming it's probably always been yellow. But that would be fun, especially for a Hufflepuff such as myself. There are no markings on the inside, of course. This is all something you'd probably pick up like on vacation somewhere in a gift shop. It's cute though. Definitely very nice. And to kind of go along with that, this is thread. Interesting. So this is a threaded piece, I'm assuming homemade, which is very cool. I love that. On a, I'm assuming metal frame. I can't squeeze it, so maybe plastic or a really nice metal, but a thread one, that's interesting. That's very neat. I like that. Has tones of taupes and browns and cream. I bet my daughter would actually really like this. She's in her neutrals era right now. That is really beautiful. Very pretty. So our first bag has the set of 3 on one clasp, which is very nice. The bangle set here, which was very nice. And these don't look like they've tarnished at all. So that's really cool. And then we have the gold bangle here. Of course, the last one we finished off with, the threaded one. Like someone's taken thread and just wound it all the way around very closely. Like you can't see what this form is made of for the bracelet itself. But it's definitely a thread all the way around. The shell bracelet. And then we have just the lone silver bracelet. It's very delicate. These are just silver little knobs all around the top. Very pretty. Okay, let's put these back in the bag. I'm going to do some research on this one, so I'm going to set this to the side just because I'm curious. If I'm able to find out any information on that, I will leave it, if you're curious, in the description box down below. Because I'm curious. Unless you already know. If you already know, let me know. So this bag was inside of this bag, and I'm assuming because there's some, this watch in particular didn't want to get scratched up. So let's see. Let's start with this watch. This watch is an Anne Klein watch. It's a very interesting watch band. It looks maybe watercolor or maybe scales on this side. I'm not entirely sure, but it's very interesting. It does not work at the moment, which is fine. They did say that the watches would need new batteries or some repairs, but frankly, when I wear a watch, it's mostly just for wrist decoration anyway. The back does not look scratched up. The face also does not look scratched up. As you can see, it looks in excellent condition. Stainless steel back. Yada yada yada. Watch stuff. And there's a lion face, it looks like, here in the center. I am on a surface level familiar with the Anne Klein brand. I would imagine that this watch probably cost more than the entire box that I paid for it. Not that I think Anne Klein is a super expensive brand, but I don't believe this box was not very expensive either. So that's very nice. I'm gonna lay that right there so we can watch it. That was terrible. I'm sorry. Let's take a look at this one. This one's been catching my eye. Oh, these two actually have been catching my eye. Start with this. This is very pretty. This is Love Often. It's a rose gold bracelet as well. Has a love heart charm with little rhinestones on it. That's very pretty. No markings on the inside. Say what brand this is. Nothing on the back side of this tab here. Like I said, just on this side it says Love Often, which is a good reminder. This little heart seems to be getting in the way, so it would just go on that way. I might actually be able to wear this. I like this. This tone is very pretty. And then just closes that way. Slide it off. And then hook it back on. This is a lovely rose gold tone. Very pretty. It's really nice, and it doesn't look like any of the rhinestones are missing either. Like they're all there. Now this one is definitely sparkly, and since it doesn't close, definitely one I can wear. And it doesn't look like it's damaged. It looks like its intent is to be left open. So it can definitely accommodate my big old wrists. And it's just 3 lines of rhinestones. So it's very sparkly all the way around. And again, no rhinestones seem to be missing, just on the surface level that I can see it, which is very impressive. I mean, honestly, so far nothing has been damaged or so far broken, but we have thankfully a ways to go. There's quite a bit in that box. So that's encouraging. But again, on the inside, there's no mark or anything like that. It's just rows of rhinestones. They're really beautiful, very sparkly. And let's take a look at this one. This one's quite heavy. This looks like a man's bracelet, which is fine. I love wearing all different kinds of cool jewelry. As a matter of fact, I'm going to a concert in September. This will be fun to wear to it. Let's see where the clasp is. Looks like the clasp is right here. And I think it's one of these that it's like a latch, yeah. On the inside. There. It's very heavy. It's metal. I mean, I say very heavy. For a bracelet, it's very heavy. There's no mark or anything on the inside. But again, it's not scratched up. This is in perfect condition. This is really lovely. I like this quite a bit. It's times like this that I'm selfishly glad I don't have a man in my life, so I get to keep this. That's really nice. I say it's a man's bracelet. I would certainly wear it, and I'm planning to, but I think it's certainly more masculine, than something dainty like this. This is quite heavy. It feels almost like a watch band, like a metal watch band, but obviously there's nowhere for a watch face to go on it. Oh, is it magnetic? It is. Oh, that's really interesting. If you know anything about what this is or why it would be magnetic, let me know. I wish it had like I don't want to say designer's name, but some kind of label on it so I could look up some information about it. That's very cool. I like that quite a bit. All right, and this is very pretty. These look like glass beads on an elastic band. My daughter will absolutely take this. They have kind of a copper color, copper and blue. Very pretty. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I just lost count of where I was. A lot. There's a lot of glass beads on here. This is really beautiful. My goodness. Again, I wish there was some kind of mark on here where I could find out where this came from, but it's really pretty. My daughter's absolutely going to take that. And oh, look at that. This is definitely costume, very fake, but how pretty. With Halloween coming up, I'm a big Halloween fan. And an elastic band. Black, I'm assuming glass gems. How pretty is that? You'll probably see this in future videos as well. But on the inside, there's no, of course, there's no mark or anything like that. But also, again, in perfect condition. There's no stones missing, no obvious defects or scratches. This is really lovely. Very pretty. After this, we have two more, I think. This looks like a natural stone bracelet, again on an elastic band. Not necessarily my taste, but that's okay. This is really pretty. All the stones are there, none are broken or cracked. We have pink. We have a nice beige, almost a rose pink. Nice teal color, with some more on the clear side. A nice turquoise blue. Very pretty colors. On the elastic band there. Nope, this is the last one. This is really nice as well. This has a toggle clasp. And on the clasp, there is a rose with a rhinestone, or a flower, I guess, right in the middle, with sparkly beads that are black and clear. Very lovely. I would probably wear this for a video, but I don't know if I would wear it necessarily out and about. But sometimes inspiration strikes and just the right outfit might come up for it. But this is really nice as well. There's no elastic on this one. This band is what it is, but it is very pretty and very sparkly and in perfect condition. This probably is homemade. There's no mark on the back side of it, but truly, really lovely. In this bag, we got our watch. We got the rose gold bangle, the rhinestone bangle, the really pretty blue and copper. Can you see the copper in that? I mean, obviously it's not genuine copper, but the copper tones, colors, really pretty. We got this magnetic masculine bracelet, black glass gemstone bracelet, and the raw stone elastic bracelet. And then last, this glass bead bracelet. Rhinestone flower there in the middle. Toggle. So let's put these back in the bag. I'm going to set up this Ancline. I'm going to set this one to the side and see if I can find out some more information on that. Again, I know Ancline is, I'm just familiar on a surface level with the brand, but it does have some kind of maker's mark on it, so I can at least look up hopefully some information about it. Okay, let's get our box back here and see what's next. Let's put it like this. There's a pouch here. Dig that out. Oh my, that's large. Is there more in here? I don't think so. I think this is just bubble wrap. Oops. Yes, there's bubble wrap with a thank you card from the seller, which is nice. I'm going to set all that off to the side there. So this is our last part of our box. And if you like this, ooh, I see something you like already. If you like this, let me know and I can do some more. If you don't like this, let me know and I won't do any more on here, but I will do some in my own time. Where did my scissors go? There they are. So let's see. This has been taped shut. nicely. This is not the greatest. Well, there we go. Maybe I should have bought some new scissors. My goodness. What an adventure that was. There we go. It is packed very nicely though. Okay. There. First in line, we have this beaded necklace. Comes with a lobster claw clasp. I always have such a hard time saying that. And there is no mark on it, but it is in perfect shape. It looks like it's a nice chocolate brown bead. I think these are plastic, which is fine. These are really pretty, but it is a very deep chocolate color. It would be a really lovely necklace to wear. That. Then we have some, well, I would assume these are faux pearls, but this clasp here definitely looks finely vintage to me because it has a little pearl ending on the chain there. Seems to be knotted up, but I can work that off. I don't see where these are individually knotted between the pearls, which leads me to believe that they are not real. If they are knotted between each, if the string has a knot between each pearl, that is so if the strand breaks, the pearls won't scatter everywhere and you will lose real pearls. But this is still a really beautiful necklace, even if it's not real. Again, I wasn't looking for real jewelry in this box, but this is really a very pretty necklace. There's that one. Clasps facing the same way. I don't think it matters, but continuity. Here we go. And this also has a small little bag inside of that bigger bag, so we will set that to the side. Ooh, that's big. I don't know what that is. All right. This is another piece that looks authentically vintage. I would say probably from the 70s. Oh, that's fun. Wow. Looks like that's, there we go. These are large, black and gold, it looks like. What a statement. And this clasp might be even like 50s. This clasp looks quite a bit older. It might even, yeah, it might be 50s. Wow. Again, if you know, let me know down below. I'm not sure what the style is named for that clasp. It's not lobster claw, obviously, but they just have little, not jump rings necessarily, but connectors between each bead. And again, these are in perfect condition. That is beautiful. They look, I mean, obviously they're not, but they kind of have the shape of acorns. Okay, so this one you can see has separated a little bit from its base. Again, if it's authentically vintage, my goodness, that's fine. And when you're wearing it, no one would even know. It doesn't matter. That is definitely a statement piece. My goodness, that's beautiful. there's no mark on the back either. But the clasp tells me it has a little bit of age to it. Like it's not a replica vintage piece, you know. And then that just slides in and there's a tiny little lever right here, if you can see it, that you would press down on right there to get it to release. And then it goes back in and snaps. Quite clever. And this is clearly not vintage, but that's okay. I do like these a lot. These are very large. I tend to wear pretty large earrings in my videos. On my day-to-day life, I don't. That's fine though. I can definitely find a place and time to wear these. They are metal, not plastic. Gold toned, but again, it's more of a softer gold than like a brassy yellow gold. I would definitely wear these. I don't know if I'd wear them again in my day-to-day life, but in videos I certainly would. And this is another separate bag inside of that bag. And I'm assuming because I didn't want to get all of these beaded pieces tangled up with these pieces. Just inside the bag, these look like little snakes. I'm interested in those. Those are pretty. Let's pull them out, shall we? But we'll go and put these in so they don't get tangled up. So in this larger initial bag, we had this chocolate toned plastic bead necklace, the lobster claw clasp. We had this really lovely black and gold toned. I want to say these are like acorn shaped, but they're not. They're spherical, but for some reason they remind me of acorns. And I'll call this the acorn necklace. The authentically, I think, vintage acorn necklace. Really pretty. Quite the statement. We had the not authentically vintage earrings. But look at that detail work. How beautiful is that? So pretty. And very lightweight. Super lightweight. You'd think something metal and that size would be heavy, but they're like paper light. Which you would want for earrings. You don't want anything too heavy. And then again, this, which I believe is also vintage. Just a simple strand of pearls. But really beautiful as well. I'll be keeping this. I don't wear pearls often, but I do have some from my mom before she passed. Those are really pretty. Let's get into this one. I'm going to call this the blue bag. There's a lot of blue in here. Interesting. All right, well, let's dig in. Start with this because that came out first. This is a very typical little puka shell necklace. My daughter might like this. I don't think it's necessarily vintage, maybe from the 80s, so I guess that might be considered vintage. Again, I'm going to try not to be offended by that. Really pretty. Next, we have, I actually have a necklace very similar to this already. That's funny. It tangled up. But it is a 3-strand beaded necklace. Let's set this aside, see if we can untangle this. Just for a few minutes. If it's too much, I'll set it aside and not worry about it. Well, that didn't do anything, did it? Okay. And this is the reason I don't wear that necklace upstairs. It gets tangled up pretty easily. Like when you're wearing it, it gets all caught up on itself somehow. You be sitting there doing absolutely nothing physical. You look down and somehow it's become a knotted mess. We're getting somewhere. There's just a mark on this tag that says NY. This is, I mean, definitely nothing expensive or fancy. It's the same as my necklace upstairs. In fact, it's quite cheap, but it's pretty. I'm making it worse doing it that way. I'm not sure what all this mic is picking up, but Max is in front of me asleep, snoring on the floor, so I can hear him. I will deal with that later. The rest of the tangles, but the lobster claw clasp just latches on like so. Has an extendable back on the necklace, and just simple neutral beads. 3 strands. Very pretty. Very pretty piece with the right top. Oh, well, this is definitely an interesting look for a necklace here. And it has the, I don't know what to call these, kind of a clasp, a screw shut clasp. A large statement glass bead here in the middle that I would consider as kind of a green. These have almost a iridescent coloring to them. Very pretty. Not my taste, but that's okay. Definitely someone's taste, maybe for St. Patrick's Day. Very lovely though. Very large. We'll put it right here. You go there, there we are. Now this is the one I've been interested in. Oh, I never in a million years would have guessed that it's like a chain. That's interesting. Again, a lobster claw clasp here in the center. Heel in gold. Feels like a lightweight metal. How interesting is that? There's no stretch to it, so it's not elastic. It feels just like a lightweight metal, very lightweight metal. But that is definitely a statement necklace if I ever saw one. Very pretty. Now this next one looks like it could also be a vintage piece. Long beads of, I'm assuming, a turquoise-esque bead. This is not, I'm sure, here, like an authentic turquoise necklace. But it is very pretty nonetheless. Gold toned dividers between the stones. They're not plastic, they are definitely glass, I would assume. This part right here leads me to believe that it might be a piece with some age on it, because the design of the larger beads doesn't go all the way to the clasp. It tapers off to these smaller balls at the end. But this strikes me as a more modern fixture here at the back. So maybe it's been updated, because this looks new. This looks older. Does that make sense? The extender looks new on it. It's nice and shiny, whereas the lobster claw clasp is kind of tarnished and dull. So perhaps the necklace itself is older, but this extender has been put on and looks newer. Let's see. Looks like this jump ring may be original to the necklace. If that weren't on there, that's what it would look like. The extender weren't on there. But the extender does look much more new than the rest of the necklace. The beads in between the turquoise colored ones are kind of a shiny gold. There's some age to them though, so they look original. The necklace. It is quite a lengthy necklace actually. It's very long. Again though, in perfect condition, perfect shape. In this bag, we had our, let's say, 80s resort puka shell necklace. It's not puka shells. I don't know. If you're my age, you know these little glass seed beads necklaces were everywhere. I've always called them puka shells, although they're not puka shells. I do know that, but seed beads, I guess, is the correct term. with the larger bead right in the center. And we had this pretty 3-layered tangle necklace, as I'm going to call it, because it is still somewhat tangled. But that's just the nature of this kind of necklace. I don't think it will ever be untangled. It's always got some kind of tangle going on. This pretty glass bead necklace, St. Patrick's Day necklace. It's very pretty. Again, it's not necessarily my style, but that's okay. There's a style for everyone, right? And honestly, the way my style has changed over the years, one day it could be my style. Who knows? This lovely turquoise, I guess, colored and gold toned necklace with chain design to it. Very pretty. There's no maker's information on it, though. There's no mark on it. I would be interested to find out some more information about it, but unfortunately, unless you know, that's going to remain a mystery. And then last, we have this really pretty turquoise and gold toned necklace. Again, no information on it anywhere, but it is rather heavy. So they're not plastic or glass. That has, well, they might be glass, but definitely has some weight to it. Very pretty though. I like that bag quite a bit. Now we're on to our last bag. And this has some interesting pieces in it as well. So let's take a look. Oh, there's like a little pin. Okay. Let's start with this piece. This is on a leather or faux leather cord. And it has a hammer silver detail on it. Charm plate. But if you look very closely right here, there's a rhinestone heart. But that is metal, it's not plastic. And it's just on a lobster claw clasp. And you can see where the cord has been clamped down there. This is, again, definitely not an expensive piece, but it's pretty. Definitely a statement. Next, this screams the 1970s to me. It has a nice thick rope chain with a nice medallion there in the middle. We'll call this the medallion bag. A lobster claw clasp with an extendable fender on it. That is large and in charge gold. The medallion, I don't think is original to this chain because you can see the medallion has a very yellow gold tone to it, and the chain has a softer gold tone to it. So the two tones don't match. I don't feel like this medallion is original to this chain, but separately the pieces are really pretty. I would probably wear that chain on its own. There is no mark on the back of this. It is just gold toned. There's a red, probably enamel center here. Very pretty. And on the chain itself, of course, there is no mark or anything on it, but it is in perfect condition. Next, we have this is a cameo. Says vintage to me as well. This is very lovely, very delicate. Has, I think, a flower design on a soft orange, light orange color. There's nothing on the back, no kind of maker's mark or anything, but it is a very pretty pin or brooch. I don't wear either, so this will probably get donated, but it is lovely. And we have I'm thinking this might be a bracelet. Let's see. Yeah, I would. No. Let's say I would consider this a masculine bracelet as well, but maybe not. Get this to. Yeah. Looks like it's kinked right there. Maybe. Anyway, another bright gold toned bracelet here. And there's no identifying marks on it. There's that. And then we have this. Looks like a pin of a pin. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. What a unique piece that is. And it's just as I don't know what this kind of a clasp is called, but it goes in like that. And then if you can see there, right here, the pin goes in, and you just roll that latch over so it is then secured. Looks like it has black enamel detailing here in the middle. There is no mark or anything, information on it. I don't see any kind of, well, there's two little rhinestones right here at the base of the pin that are still in there. There is no damage. It's in perfectly functioning condition. You see there? And there's one piece left, which kind of makes me laugh a little bit. It's a ring, actually. And let's take a look. Looks like a leaf, which is very pretty. But it is very costume. The back of it opens. So it's not any one size. It's adjustable, which is nice. It means anyone can wear it. No, it's not a leaf. It's a wing. Okay, that's unique. Obviously silver toned. No information on the inside, though. What I wouldn't think that there would be. That is the last piece in the last bag. That is definitely an interesting idea for a ring. It's kind of cool. In this bag, we got our silver hammered medallion piece. Again, metal with plastic beads here. Very pretty. We got our 70s medallion with the rope detail gold toned necklace. And then we got our silver toned, nope, this is definitely gold toned bracelet with a clasp as well. And our pin with the, I don't know what kind of flowers those are supposed to be. Flower pin, or pin with the rhinestones right here, the black enamel work here and here. Very fun, silver toned as well. And then we got our wing ring. Let me know which piece was your favorite, which bag was your favorite. I hope you enjoyed. And like I said, if you did like this, let me know down below. And we can certainly do some more. I really enjoy this kind of thing. Whatever does not find a permanent home with myself or my daughter will be donated onto Goodwill and hopefully find its way to its forever home that way. I thank you for being here. You could be anywhere else. And you chose to spend your time with me. And that is crazy. That blows my mind every time. Well, I hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you next week.